Welcome back to Ode Jank. We have new problems. We have a new mic for better audio, and we're about to break into this N64 expansion pack. This is what it looks like when your expansion pack is working. Any game is going to work, whether it needs it or not. But this one will just give a black screen, as I shall demonstrate. So while the capacitors are in the mail for that OG Xbox from last week, I figured let's work on this instead. I like to use these right angle tools, and I put a little bit of rubber protection on them. You put them in there and you turn it like this so that it's going to catch on this little lip, and then you pull straight up. So this is mine. It works. It's going there. Oh yeah. Yep. Breiken. I like to be sure of things. And now we are. Let's get janky. All right, I'll just watch the video to know how to put it back together. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It doesn't look too bad. Not even corrosion on there. Now these are 51 ohm resistors. We have 3 arrays, and these are tiny. Here's a standard pen. There's nothing right there that jumps at me. All right, so let's start prodding some parts. Oh, buddy, this is gonna be some. All right. Okay. All right, first one. It's hard to even get the prongs on it. $50, that's fine. 50. 50.6. 52. All right, that's acceptable. First array, I'm going to consider it good. 50.7, that's good enough. 50, dude, I'm slipping. 50.4. 51, that's good enough. 51. 50. Whoa. 13K. Okay, I think we have our 50.2. Well, this one's a little high, but no, that's fine. This one here is not doing it. Here's a problem. So resistor array 1, position 3 is way out of spec. So we're going to have to squint really hard. Fast forward a few days, we have the resistors on hand, and here they are. These things are fucking tiny. They are not exactly the same visually, but I believe they will work. They're definitely the same size and the same rating. These are actually resistor arrays, so we're going to have to change the whole array, by the way. Resistor arrays, or network as they call them. So every piece that you see here on the tape has 4 resistors on it. They are isolated from each other. This is going to be pretty fucking hard. So let's try that out. But the first thing I'm going to do is pull one out of the strip and make sure these are going to fit. Look at this cutesy thing. The contacts are exactly the same. So yeah, this should work. Let's get janky. Okay, I've loaded up a nice flat tip here, and I have my tiny tweezers, and the thinking here is we're going to try to heat up this side here and push it off that way so that it doesn't get caught up in any other components this way. Now keep in mind, I've never done this before, and by the way, these are not tutorials. These are me struggling along, and you're watching it, and hopefully entertained to some abstract degree. If you're going to learn anything by watching this shit, is that if you've never done this before either, you probably can. Here we go. And we have done it. And now we replace. We're going to slide the new one over and heat that up and then retest. I cannot believe that this worked on first try. Let me clap my tweezers in ecstasy. Looks to me like there's a decent amount of solder still on these pads. We might get away with just smushing a new one on there. We'll see. So I did end up dragging some solder across the pads here just to make sure that there was some solder onto these pads. So in my mind, the only thing I have left to do is get the new component, drag it over the contacts, and then I'm going to heat this side first. And when that's cooled down, I'm going to apply some heat on this other side with the same flat tip that goes all the way across in one go. And we're going to do this very carefully. All right. I feel like that's as good as we're going to get it. Hold it in place with the tweezers. I think that's the wrong side. I said I was going to do it, but hey, we're committed now. All right. Pretty sure it just fucked it up. As you have no doubt witnessed, what started out as a surprisingly easy process ended up turning into a pad repair because I'm a fucking idiot, and by trying to make it nicer, I ripped the pad straight off the board, and I do not have any trace pin or any of that. So now that resistor is somewhere on the floor of the garage. I will never find it again. So I got another one off the tape, and now we're going to solder a piece of enameled wire from this little hole right there to the end of the resistor and call it done. The lesson here is that if you nail it the first time, don't fucking mess with it. All right, so we're going to start scraping some of that. Expose the copper. This is a fucking disaster. It's kind of my worst nightmare because I've never done this before, obviously, and this is the worst possible. I heavily tinned the wire and heavily tinned the trace. And I used paste flux to kind of hold it in place, and I hope this works. There should be enough length there to make contact. If not, then we're all gonna die. Oh, this is definitely on there. I readjusted the end of the wire so that it was the same location as the pads, and now we're going to see if we're making contact. Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely feel that it's touching, so I think we're good. Okay. I guess this is the important side. Let me flip this around. This is my bad hand. I don't want to redo this. Okay. $51. Second one. 50.9. Third one. 50.7. And our problem child here. Yeah, we're not making contact. God damn it. So if I put it right up to the pad, we're getting our value. Yeah. But if I move it away, yep. Fuck. So I just added another little piece of wire over the first one, and it's on there really solid because it was too long, and I just took my tweezers and managed to break it off, and it stayed right on there. So really solid connection. Let's test it again. 51 point, that's good. 50.9, that's great. 50.9, that's perfect. 50.7, excellent. It looks like we legit fixed it. This was definitely one of the hardest fucking things I've ever done. To be honest, I should have left it alone the first time, but then I ripped the pads and I put myself in really deep shit. I still had a pretty good time, but you know, lesson learned. Just put it all back together. So that's my old expansion pack. I know this one's working. Yes, expansion pack detected. Let's go into the camping and actually use the memory. There you go. Beautiful. So now I always feel more comfortable taking that out when I do this type of shit. And this is our repaired expansion pack, the Ode Jank Special. Now please don't ruin my N64. I'm actually scared because I know that there were open source expansion packs that people were making, and there was a generation of them that could ruin your N64. I think the problem was the connectors. So I didn't, obviously, like, this is an original one, so the connectors will be fine, but kind of scary. Oh, buddy. I think we did it. Holy fucking shit. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. That's good. That's utterly amazing. Yeah. We freaking did it. All right, so that wasn't exactly easy. Pretty interesting project. I created most of our problems myself because that's just what I do. But overall, I was a little concerned about firing this thing up with the thing that I repaired. Not gonna lie, the little wire and trying it out didn't work. Fix it again. That got me a little worked up. But in the end, we did it, and I'm pretty happy about this. Again, I don't intend these videos to be tutorials because I don't really know what I'm doing. Most of the stuff you're going to see me do on this channel, I'm doing it for the first time. So once again, if you have to learn one thing by watching these videos, is that if you've ever watched professionals do something and thought to yourself, I could probably do that, then you're right. Because that's what I'm doing. And it's working out pretty good. So thanks for watching. Happy New Year, and stay tuned. We are going to have a lot more of those.